skills to literacy. So rather than follow academic curriculum or NIOS curriculum or whatever, the curriculum is their life processes, their daily living processes, the cooking processes, and then once they're doing that, you can slowly start taking them shopping, make them read the labels on the, on the covers of whatever they are buying. So there is a rupee value there. There is if you're buying a packet of salt, it says 500 grams of salt and it says so many rupees. So, connecting it to that. And then you're using salt every day. So every day they see the picture card which says salt and so much. So, okay, so picture cards, how many picture cards can you make, right? So you start then using technology. We use Microsoft Word, and if we use Amaze and all that. So everything is put into their device. So when they're cooking, say the recipe is on Amaze, you have the ingredients, you have the steps, you have everything. So suppose salt is over, they can just communicate also using the Amaze saying, I want salt. Salt is not there. So then the communication also gets connected. It's not just ratta maroing again. It's not just repeating what you're saying. Right? And then once you're doing that, you can put in there 1 teaspoon of salt next to the salt, because for that recipe, you need 1 teaspoon or you need half. So these concepts can get reinforced. It's not by magic. They were not going to learn it in the 8 weeks that we are offering the program for, but they're going to learn it over time if you're consistent in linking it to the processes. And that's why we are giving you what is called as editable worksheets. So you can always, suppose we've given you an example, you can always edit it and make the picture and the content relatable to your child. Right? And that's going to make them learn. So what we are offering you in these 8 weeks is not just the content. Content is very strong in, like I said, in terms of connecting the life skills to the literacy and the digital literacy, as we call it. Digital literacy is not only about typing, it's about being able to use those tools effectively. If it's Microsoft Office, using all the whole toolbar, yeah, I should know to change the font color, I should know to do a spell check, I should know to create a table, I should know to do these things. So through these programs, the basic level, we don't have so much of creation, but intermediate and the next level, we will be giving them exercises where they have to, say, create a table with something. Initial first level, we're looking at, because the first thing is being able to navigate. So it will be like dragging and dropping, strengthening the mouse skills and the keyboard skills through the worksheets is what we're looking at. So, so I think, you would have got a broad idea. Let me use a PowerPoint to just go with that further. So as I said, we call this the life skills to literacy. That is TO, but we've just used to as a short form. We call it L2L. Actually, our short form is L2L. And that is something we indigenously developed in our, at Amaze. So if you look at any child, this is something not specific to disability, autism or anything. What are the skills we need to survive the current age? We can't still go by the British system that was handed over to our forefathers 75 years ago, is what many of the schools are following. But in the current age, these are the skills that youngsters need to survive. And so it's the same thing, even if the person has disability. These 3 areas are very important. They should know to learn. Yeah. And they need to be creative. They need to collaborate with others and communicate well, as well as they need to have 3 types of literacy. Information literacy. So it's no longer you need to learn something. Even I forgotten what I memorized. I can just, use Chat GPT now. Before that, I could use Google. I could, I can just get information, but I need to know how to get that information. What should I ask? What should the query be when I'm typing in Google? How do I search for a YouTube video which tells me a recipe about maybe pad thai noodles, which I don't know to make? So that is the kind of thing that they need to know. They need to have media literacy, how to manipulate media, how to create a video, how to, post on Insta, whatever. That is very important nowadays. Yeah, technology is a huge part of it, as well as life skills. Of course, here they're talking about leadership and all that. Maybe some of our kids can be leaders. I certainly think many of our kids can be leaders. Once they know what to do in a process, they are the boss of the process. I've seen that with not only my son, but everywhere. They all want to be the supervisor. You know, they can extract work out of us. So this is something that they can do, and be able to initiate, be less, so to be take initiative. They should be confident, right? They should know the steps, they should know what's next, they should be able to take a decision. They should not be dependent on our instruction or our prompt. So those are the efforts. So the target of these programs is, for neurodiverse young adults, like we call it. It's not just autism. They are differently, they're wired differently to learn differently, think differently. This program will surely help, and no prerequisite background or learning is required. So, like I said, there is no age bar, but I would think 6-7 years old is the minimum age. And for the 6-7 years to the 12 years, we don't normally do it in a group session, because our content is for adolescents and adults. There may be content that is not appropriate for them. For example, in the social skills curriculum, we talk about privacy, we talk about nakedness, we talk about, um, whatever is relevant to that puberty age. So some things may not be relevant in the 6 to 12 age. So whatever is relevant to them, we can customize and offer as a one-on-one for the younger age group. All right, but the same methodology, and it will work. So this is developed by us. Like I said, I was talking about how we developed it. And since June 2021, so what happened, I was talking about the history of it. When we started these online offerings in 2016, we just had, 2 parents in Delhi, 4 parents in, Chennai or something, that we were working with. Each of my teachers used to have 4 or 5 individual clients who they would work with. But after the pandemic, everything became online, and that's when we sort of took the learning and the content we have and made them into these modules or courses that are really useful for all. Yeah. So we could offer it as a short offering, where you learn the content and then you have the access to the content for the rest of your life. And so since June 2021, so we took about a year, and we tried it with our students first, and then we offered it in one-to-one first, and then we came out with these sessions from June 2021. We have been offering it, and over 100 students have benefited. So each course, like now, if you take the daily living skills course, there will be 10 to 12 students maximum. And then we will, have once a week class, and we'll teach it. I'll come to the steps later. So the features are, it is skill focused. And the worksheets, the beginning, the worksheets will be very simple. By the time you go to week 8, the content, as well as the literacy skills, as well as the digital skills, as well as the content, will be graded to become slightly more difficult as you go along. It is very relatable, like I told. It will be the content will be related to what processes they are doing in their daily life. The worksheets are also interconnected. It's not like this worksheet is something and something disconnected. So in a day, you take a 6-year-old child. I've done it as a parent. So one lesson I'll be saying cat, bat, mat, sublico, and do the picture to word matching. Then I'll go to the maths homework. I will say, count. There are no cats, bats, and maths. There I'm making him count something else, balls and something. So what if we can say you have to learn cat, bat, mat, and in the maths also you're counting the number of years the cats have, or number of mats that are there in the room. Even if that sort of connection is there, we find that the kids are learning better. So the worksheets are designed very carefully to be interconnected, technology is the bridge that we use. So all our worksheets are on Microsoft Office. There's a version that I've not put in here, but I would like you to note it down, or Saravanan can put it on the chat box also. So we use Microsoft of these are created on Microsoft Office 2016. So 2016 and higher, it will be compatible, and Windows 10, Windows 10 and higher. Yeah. So I don't know the compatibility for Mac, for example, and they will not work on Google Sheets because there are a lot of features that we use that are not there on the Google Sheets. So you need to have a a version of Microsoft on your laptop. It will not work on the phone or tab. So you need to have a laptop or a PC that you work on. So these are the requirements, technical requirements to do the course digitally. Suppose that is not possible, you can always print it out somewhere and do it. But then the child will not be learning the digital skills. That is a choice that you have. So it really, like I said, jump starts the learning. We have had students who were not learning at all, who start learning. We've had students who completed their 10th and 12th NIOS, who have done it all by rote and repetition, who have done our course, and then suddenly now they're able to make the connections and they start using their skills better. Yeah. So it jumpstarts in all the areas, the learning area, the literacy area, and the life skills area. So we have 5 courses. The first one is what we'll talk about today, the daily living skills course. And then we have social skills, culinary skills, functional maths, and graphic arts. So when we look at daily, this July, August courses that we are offering daily living skills on Tuesdays 5 to 6 and functional maths on Fridays 5 to 6. And besides this, outside this, we are offering brain gym, which will be on Wednesdays 5 to 6. But brain gym is not part of the life skills to literacy. A certified brain gym instructor will be taking that course, and that's going to be a 10 months course. We'll have a separate orientation for that on the 4th of July. The instructor is not available before that. So here I'm just going to talk about these courses and in specific about daily living skills and functional maths today. So the objective is to connect it to their abilities and interests and become more independent, of course, with the life skills. So I've had feedback like, I think it was Siddharth from Mumbai who had even completed his degree and then he did the life skills course with us. And he actually though he knows the steps, he's independent, he even travels independently to college. This helped him to become more thorough with all the steps, say with washing hands or having a bath and all that. So it is a more thorough kind of approach, and it also helps them to navigate the social world and self-regulate, because once they know these are the rules, this is how I do something, then they can be more appropriate in different situations. And of course, like I said, help them get the language, literacy, math, calculation kind of skills. So they learn to follow visuals to complete the life skill or complete a recipe or a social skill. The approach is the same. The content may be different. They understand the rules, steps, how to, follow steps and interpret situations, know what to eat healthy. So all this, it's almost like cognitive behavior therapy. We're saying this is what is correct. This is how you should do it. So when they are, say, for example, in the culinary course, if we say that, this is what is the nutritive content of pizza. So how often can I eat pizza? What, does it have more fat, and how much fat can I eat? So when you have discussions like this, it becomes easier for them to be more healthy. During COVID, for example, that they need to sanitize, they need to wash their hands properly. So all this kind of thing really, really stays with them even after the course, if we do it in a proper way. Proper way meaning don't just do the worksheets, also do the actual skill, also use the vocabulary when you're talking to them, guide them through the steps, be consistent for 2 or 3 months, you'd surely see a huge change. Of course, we are looking at building vocabulary. The worksheets are all very broad in the vocabulary. Again, it's not going to happen automatically by just typing the worksheet answers. It's going to be happening by if you associate it in the day to day. So all the words associated with life skills and social skills are included, and being able to use the MS Office tools. So you can also do it printed, but then we looking at digital literacy, they will learn to use MS Word, MS PowerPoint, MS Paint, Internet. In the intermediate level for functional maths, we also introduce Excel. And in the intermediate level for arts, we also introduce Canva and other painting tools. All right. So we, of course, look at mouse skills, typing, and navigation. So when you look at an online course, once a week, there will be a group session for an hour, which is led by me or one of the lead educators who are here. And then we will do a PPT, we'll discuss the concept, and we will demonstrate the 10 editable worksheets. It will be an interactive Zoom session where the children can also, will give them remote access. They can type live, and they can everyone hear me? Some people are saying they can't. Is there a problem? I just saw that message. Can somebody put a thumbs up if they can hear me? Vijaya, can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll go ahead. So we will demonstrate the 10 worksheets. We'll do sample. We won't complete the worksheet. We'll show you a couple of question and answers that will also help the class to interact. And then they will be sent the worksheets by email, and you can complete it at your pace. We recommend you complete it within that 1 week, because in the next week we'll go to the next topic in the next level. We'll create a WhatsApp group where you can interact, share your work or ask questions and all that. So that's the modality. The parent, if you need, or a teacher can sit with the child initially or all through. We do recommend the child attends the session, not just the parent, because they do learn over time to, even if they have never done a group online class, they learn the skill of doing that over time. So it doesn't matter if they get up and go, you're in the session anyway, you can bridge it later on, you can review it. We'll be giving you the PowerPoint